You're the worst.
We don't actually have to start on House of the Dragon, by the way, but that was just my preference because I feel like it would take a while.
We need to start on Arsenal.
Yeah, I don't know why you put that first. But
that was just there as a.
That can be last. Does anyone have anything burning that you want to start with, or is House of Dragon okay?
We can start with House of Dragon.
Yeah, we can go.
I'm joking. All right, so House of the Dragon. Obviously, it's been a while since it came out and finished. What was everyone's like general thoughts and feelings on it? Because I loved it.
What did people think actually before when it came out? Like, what did people think? Because I know some of you were like, I ain't watching no more Game of Thrones shit. Looking at
especially him,
yeah.
Both of you did it. Both of you did it. Yeah,
not me.
If there's no dragons, it's not lit.
Thank you. Yes.
Wait.
Man with the receipts.
How can you clap? How can you clap?
Nah.
What's the name of the show?
Nah,
don't get me mad. Don't actually get me mad.
You know what the worst thing is?
He's right there.
He stole my receipt. I had that prepared for today. He stole my receipt, but it's okay. It's okay.
He came out quick with it.
So we're all missing the basic point. What's the name of the show? Sorry.
No.
No.
Let's elaborate on his receipt.
Okay, go on.
What you said you said that there needs to be like lots of dragons, or there needs to be like a large display of the dragons, which we really didn't get.
Nah,
if we're being honest,
dragons, bro. Don't do that.
just because there were lots of them, we didn't really get many scenes with them. There were episodes where there were no dragons, bro.
No. To be
there were
fair,
bare
for
dragons.
season 1, the dragons were appropriate, I think.
Yeah, but
For a season 1 of a show that's going to build...
There were more
Yeah.
in season 1 than
Yeah.
there probably was in... There were definitely more dragons, obviously, in the whole of Game of Thrones, but there was more kind of dragon action in... Not more, but you could say...
I don't think so, because there wasn't that much action in the show in general.
Within the short time that season 1 was, there was a lot more dragon action.
You're comparing
than,
it to GOT.
Than GOT in it, like...
Yeah.
I'll say you probably did enjoy it before the dragons showed up in House of Dragon.
Obviously.
My point was,
I was going to enjoy it anyway.
the show is what made Game of Thrones enjoyable was not the dragons. It was the politics, it's the characters and everything. And I said,
that's you, man.
and I said that's what I was expecting to get from this, which is what we got. If there was less like of a showcase of the dragons in House of Dragon, I still would have enjoyed it. Like for me, the dragons aren't that
It
important.
depends the reason why they were out.
Yes.
Now next season, if it's like this, then I'll be pissed because the whole second season is meant to be the Dance of Dragons, isn't it? But for this one to set the world and to get us introduced to these characters is perfectly fine.
I think going into the show, I had hella reservations because, bro, I'm telling you, I'm still burned from GOT, like bad. So there was a lot of stink that I had to overcome for me. So having said that, going into the show, watching it, I think they succeeded tremendously with what the show came out, and I actually really, really liked the show. Some of the themes that were there. As far as the character developments for some people and others, I know there's debates on what character did what and why they would make certain choices, but I think in that world, if we're just looking at, we can judge decisions of particular characters and be like, oh, I wouldn't have done that, or I wouldn't have done this. It makes more sense to do this, but take all of that aside and just judge if you're in the situation and how life generally happens. I think they did excellent, especially when you compare it to Game of Thrones, where one of the reasons we like Game of Thrones was it's not so much the action or like any sort of crazy dramatics. It's
Politics,
exactly.
characters.
It's the politics, it's the characters, the dialogue. The
Yes.
dialogue was really strong.
Thank you.
In the show. So.
However, yes, that's true, but the action also has to.
No, of course.
It
Like
has
no
to
one.
match in
When
order
we
for
say
the show to be
like
on
that's
point.
not the main reason that attracted people.
No, I
it's
know what
not,
you mean. I know what you mean. I'm
yeah,
not really trying
it
to sound-
spices everything up.
It's
of course.
probably one of the main reasons why season 7 and 8 weren't that good. Because they drifted away from the politics, the characters, the development, and they
Nah, it's
shifted
not even
more.
that. It's
To be
just
fair,
because they
to be
did it
fair.
wrong, innit?
Exactly.
Nah,
To be fair, even
wrong.
with the later seasons, it's not even for me. One of the biggest problems I had with those seasons was the quality of the dialogue, like the things people were saying and the way they were reasoning things out.
That's what I just said.
No. So, for example, I'll put it this way: if they ended up in the exact same places, right? But
Nah, it still would have been trash. Sorry.
no. If they ended up in the exact same places, but then went about it in like the way the first couple of seasons would have done it, I don't know that I would like all the decisions. Again, it depends on how they get there. But I feel like people would take it a lot better than the way they did it. It's literally you can tell that like when Tyrion is making decisions, and it's not even the decisions, it's the logic to get there.
Yeah.
That's just that dialogue, and that's where the dialogue comes in because that's the only way we know what they're thinking.
You can just tell that they
fell apart.
They rushed it in it. You can
But
just
that's
tell.
it. With the episode numbers, they have to fit it all together, so that's why
And they
Shit
what
like
they
that.
could have just done a little time jump in it. They could have done a time jump if you want to do something like this, but they just rushed it.
We've seen time skips work in House of the Dragon.
They were
like-
just like, oh yeah, you know what, Daenerys, as soon as she gets to this island, we're just gonna make her crazy, and we're gonna make everything around her as in this crazy thing, and then she's gonna turn mad.
Honestly,
and then it's just
even
mad.
with all of that, Game of Thrones should have been at least 10 seasons.
If it was supposed to be 10
Like,
seasons,
yeah,
that's what George said.
At least 10 seasons, because that whole Daenerys going mad arc, that couldn't. If that happened in one season, I would still be pissed because that's still too quick. Like that kind of
It
change.
needed to at least 2,
that,
and
yeah,
even then,
that
it
kind of
wasn't
change
anything.
had to
I'm still.
It should have been built up like long term.
So I was just gonna say I've still got my theory that she's still alive, and I think I can't remember.
You know what? I hear it.
No,
I hear it.
no,
I hear
okay.
it. I hear it. I hear it.
Right.
Honestly, I'm
right,
saying
right,
like leave
right.
that shit alone.
Yeah.
No.
But we'll get to
I
that
don't
bit.
care.
We'll get to that bit. We need to
Whether
focus
she's
on the
yeah,
show.
Jon
We need to
Snow,
focus on
whether
this.
she's alive or not,
Yeah.
like no.
Hey,
like
you mind watching that show, the Jon Snow show?
Yes. I'll watch it.
I'm watching
I'll
it,
watch
but-
it. This House of the Dragon is giving me hope for it. I can't lie. It's
No,
giving me
I'm not
hope.
gonna- I'm
It's
not
giving
gonna
me
go
hope.
that far.
It's giving me hope.
I'm not
It's
gonna.
giving me hope.
I'm not gonna go that far. Right
It's
now,
giving me
I'm
hope.
treating anything involving the original Game of Thrones people as MCU Disney Plus.
If George,
That's
if,
how I'm treating
if
it.
George is as
Any
involved,
show that comes out involving those people, that's how I'm going in.
hey, if
If they
George,
prove me wrong, prove me wrong.
if George
I'm
is still
sorry,
as
Lena
involved,
Headey.
I don't
That's-
care.
if George is still as involved
Bro.
as he's been with House of the Dragon, I'm there.
Do you
I'm
know
there.
why I don't care?
I'm there.
Do you know why I don't care? Because as soon as I see them, PTSD kicks in.
Yeah, it's true.
I
That
can't-
is true.
I can't separate
It will take
you-
a while to get over
I
it.
can't
It will-
separate you from that.
Bro, you'll get over it. You'll get over
Maybe.
it. Yeah.
But I'm saying that's
It-
how I'm going in. I don't
Right.
want to see it.
So what's this Jon Snow show?
They're doing like a sequel, like a show about John after he goes
Yeah.
to the wall.
And Kit
Oh,
Harington
like
is
in the mountains.
producing.
Yeah.
He's
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
what
Like,
are
what's he
you-
doing?
what are you
What is he
doing
doing there?
Like,
Well, it's like Bear Grylls or
Listen,
something.
listen, the streets are saying that he could still fulfill the prophecy. I don't know
Nah,
how.
fuck that.
I don't know how,
Because
but
there's only one way he's going to do it. He's going to go on some solo mission and try to find Daenerys later on wherever she is and come back to
The-
to
the only
Westeros
thing-
and like do something.
the only thing is that Drogon is still about, and he's the only Targaryen that's about. So that's
my guy.
that's the only link we've got
Any
of
more dragons?
what's to come next.
I'm sorry. Like even Drogon
yeah,
himself,
let's-
I'm still pissed at him because
Yeah.
how are you standing there? Yeah, fucking
Yeah, it's-
pussy.
yeah,
You're
it's
gonna
true.
come back now.
But
Yeah.
you know
Fuck
who?
you.
But you know who wasn't a pussy? What's her name? What's her name?
that delivery.
What's her name? What's the dragon's name? The one that ate the kid. And the other dragon.
Oh,
Let's
Vhagar.
start with
Oh,
first.
Vhagar.
yeah!
Yeah,
Shout out Vhagar, man.
Vhagar.
Smoke.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a crooked transition.
Smoke.
I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I forget the name, but I'm just saying.
Smoke.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, I was gonna say let's keep it on House of
Yeah,
Dragon.
House of Dragon.
We're still
Yeah.
hurt about God, but it's fine. But yeah, one of you two, give us something.
Yeah, I like House of Dragons. I guess because I think initially I didn't like the fact it was left on a cliffhanger because like what's the point? Like I hate cliffhangers. Like why is it going to end with it just zooming in on her face? Like I'm like like you put like because especially the last couple episodes felt slow and it was just like you're building up to something, but like it feels like you're dragging it up until you've fulfilled your 8 episodes or like how many episodes was it? 10
Yeah.
10 episode runtime before you're like
Because it was a very slow build. I'll give you that.
yeah.
It did take a while.
But I liked tension. The only other thing I'd have like a problem with is just the aging of the people.
Yes.
Like the
Those
people
kids,
just,
bro.
Yeah, especially like Matt Smith's kids. Like
Yeah.
they just got older. For like, wait, what?
You know what's mad as well? I swear, when you look
I
at
don't think that bothered me.
when you
No,
look at the
but
young
you know who the
Aemon,
real problem is? It's Crispin. Because he looked exactly the same. He didn't have no beard or nothing.
yeah.
I don't even
No,
care
but
about
I'm
that.
telling
Nah,
you,
you have to
go
get
back
that.
and look at the kids, Young Aemond, I think it's young Aemond looks like the older of his brother, and his brother as a kid looks like Aemond.
Yeah.
They just
That-
got it wrong. Like,
that's
why
the
is his
part-
hair bare long and then it's not?
That's
Like,
the part where they fucked up as far as the aging for me.
Yeah.
So if I want to pick at that because
Aemond looks old, bro.
yeah, Aemon looks way older than his brother. Even if they kept Aemon the same, just
Yeah.
get someone who's older looking than whoever the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
person was.
Yeah.
Because again, like knowing the story and where that kind of goes, I don't know what timeline they're going to work with, and because they've been doing time jumps, I can see them kind of aging them up really quickly. But
Yeah.
it just doesn't. That king Aegon, he didn't look convincing at all in that role. But again,
Which one? Who? The
Aegon,
one at the end?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, obviously. That's the
He
one.
he didn't look convincing as Aegon at all. As I'm not even talking about someone who could fight or anything.
Wait,
Just
Aegon who?
Aegon the king. The
Are you talking about,
Alicent-
are you
Alicent's
talking
child.
about,
Like
are you
Alicent's
comparing him
daughter.
to first Aegon?
No, I'm comparing him to like who he's supposed to be, how he's supposed to look like from the story.
From the books.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I've not read them. So
he's a grown ass man.
Grown ass man.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying for like if you're
I just talk about visually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
like he doesn't look like someone who like would be king and command the kingdom, especially the way Aemon's looking. Now, if Aemon was looking younger as well, fair enough, everyone's on the same level. But like that disparity was just
Yeah, but when
too
he
wild.
still been like he still would have been a pussy anyway. Like
That's not the point. I'm saying like visually, when you look at someone who is king, you don't expect to look at a child's face. When your younger brother is looking like a grown ass man.
Yeah.
Like all I'm talking about is visually. I'm not making any judgments.
Like they
on,
could have picked a
is he
better like.
yeah, I'm not talking about whether
actor
he
in
made bad
terms of-
decisions or whatever. I'm just talking about looks.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, like
at least
someone
get
who
someone
looks
who's taller.
Yeah.
Like get someone who's taller because I swear Aemon was taller than him.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
mad.
maybe
because even when they were
certain
younger,
decisions-
even when they were younger, like Aegon as a younger, he was a tall,
Maybe
lanky kid. As
maybe
well.
it's deliberate though to kind of show that like how
Thank you.
I don't know
Or
how
like
to
power
describe it.
dynamics would change or something
Thank
like
you.
that.
No, I was gonna say like how like unfit to be king he is
Nah.
in comparison to
That-
Aemond.
Yeah, but see, that's that you do that with character, not. And they
Yeah.
did that already with
With his
character.
actions and stuff like
They-
that.
Yeah.
you do that with character, not like looks.
I don't think it matters, but
Especially,
But if he grows a beard, then he looks old. So maybe when he grows up a bit, innit?
they should have put the beard there.
Yeah,
All I'm
yeah.
saying is he should have looked way older than he was.
Because
Like, that kind of it puts a lot of confusion because you're thinking who's older, who's younger, but also it's like it kind of throws people off visually, takes them out from the story a little bit. Like
but you
you're
could,
supposed to be.
you
the
could
older
also
one.
say because he's never actually he was never acted in his age. I guess you could say like he's always been
Bro,
in that.
You're talking about
realm.
character.
No, I
I'm
am
talking
talking
about
about
look.
character, but I'm saying the character he's portraying, it kind of makes you look at him like he's younger, especially compared to his brother.
But do you know what would make that exact point more powerful is if he looked like a grown ass man, but his character made you see him as nothing but a kid. That would be because that would be striking. I'm like again,
I mean,
I'm not.
it depends.
The way they portrayed him is fine. I'm just saying like they should have got someone
I hear
like
you. But
looking
it
older.
depends on how he is as king. Like it depends on how he's portrayed as king. Because if he's portrayed as he is a guy that is worthy of being king, then I don't know how.
Again, you're talking like all of that. I agree with. Like that's fine.
Because then you look at him and go, oh, okay, yeah, he does kind of look.
No, like again,
You might-
they would have to change the look for that to make sense. And what I'm saying is they should have changed it from the beginning. That's all. They're gonna change it. They have to.
Yeah.
But they should have just done that again, just to make it a little bit better. But
Sounds a little bit like a
here or there.
nitpick.
Of course, like,
It is.
I said that at the
If I'm
start
honest.
of
Yeah,
this.
it's not. Yeah, he doesn't seem like you're too strong on a view anyway. There are a lot of the younger brothers there are a lot of younger brothers who look older than their older brothers, so it's fine. It's not a problem for me.
Thank you.
Where?
Nice.
In terms of the show, obviously, as you guys know, I watched Game of Thrones in one go. Unlike you guys watched it as it came out. So for me, this is quite exciting.
No, you watched it late. Don't say it as in one go.
Yeah, I watched it late. Yeah. But I also saved myself the torment, so it's alright.
It's true, man.
Yeah. So
You sound like you
That's
played
why we've
yourself.
got PTSD.
yeah, I don't have PTSD as much as you guys, but
If you were paying attention, you should have.
no, I said as much as you guys because you guys were waiting like
Yeah.
That was a
for
shot.
8 years or something. I don't know what was it, 9 years?
Don't try to shoot back.
Yeah.
Nah, that 2-year wait was hell. Just to get season 8.
But in terms of the show, I think it's quite exciting that. I mean, when you guys, I don't know about you guys, but when I saw the Vhagar scene, like I was on my feet. Like I never thought that was gonna happen.
Bro, when it showed the shadow of him, like,
Mate,
Jesus
oh,
Christ.
shit.
Bro, that the picture with Arax below when
Below him.
Vhagar-
Yeah, that's
Bro,
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
that storm scene was sick. Especially one of the things that actually struck me was was when they first got to Storm's End, and then you see Arax land, and then you look up and you see Vhagar's bigger. Bro, I didn't realize the scale was that mad.
Yeah.
I knew
bro,
Vhagar
it's
was a
Vhagar
monster.
though, innit? But that's it, because
No, no,
it's the age, innit?
I wasn't surprised
Yeah.
to see that she's that much bigger. I'm just saying, like,
Oh,
it's
like-
one thing to know someone's
Yeah,
bigger.
yeah.
When you look at it like that, and that was just her
Because
neck.
that's the biggest that we've ever seen, innit?
Yeah, that's
'Cause
just her neck.
Drogon
Like,
never gets that.
That was the whole wall. Like,
And
bro,
the maddest thing is that Balerion was bigger.
what?
Balerion was bigger, yeah.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Bro,
By
sorry, carry on,
about
yeah.
100 years at least.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because they get bigger with age, innit?
Oh, okay. So Drogon's still growing.
If they ever do Balerion,
Yeah, so-
they
yeah,
need to
Drogon.
know.
That kid should have gone home though, so my sympathy is kept. I can't lie to
But
you.
carry
I
on.
know.
sorry.
Overall, as a show, like I'm very impressed with how it's like politicking and it's executed perfectly well. And for once, I'm not with you guys in terms of who I'm supporting. Like I'm definitely supporting the green like side.
You're green.
Yeah, I'm green. Like I'm green all the way. I know I'm wearing red, but I'm green.
Alison.
Alison and them. Innit?
Like Aemon has got me there. Like he is such a sick character.
How-
Aemon?
Okay, so
See,
you're
it's
not
weird.
you're not
Yeah.
basing your support on any kind of logic, just looks.
No, just like in terms of like
Looks.
your character.
No, I hear it. Only
Like-
because, like, I would say I'm Team Rhaenyra, but
Yeah.
I also want Aemon to do dirt. Like, I want him to,
yeah.
I want him to do bits.
I want Damon to put him in his place.
Do you?
My man's walking
Nah,
around
nah,
looking
nah.
like a peacock.
Nah.
I'm
here for his, wherever his story is gonna go, I'm here for it. But
Yeah, I mean, we'll
I
see,
want
but
Rhaenyra
like,
to-
I
I
don't.
was with you with Damon.
I hate the way he walks around. And again, me hating
Who,
it is
Aemon?
kind of like, yeah.
Okay.
Me hating it is kind of, it's good because that's what his character is supposed to do, right? He's been training, he's earned that kind of arrogance because no one's as good as him as far as we've seen, right? As far as
Yeah.
anyone he's seen as well. But I know, based on what the show has told us, that Damon is a beast as well, and so
That's it.
I want to see that, and I think he
he's-
knows.
he's
he
Damon
know-
too,
yeah,
like,
he knows
like,
that as well
2.0.
because even in that the dinner scene when Jacaerys,
Yeah.
when he was about to go back and Damon just
Damon,
said stop.
yeah.
Like the way he
That's it.
turned-
When the real men are in the room,
the way he turned
Yeah.
around and looked at him and started laughing,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
try me, I beg you,
Yeah,
give me
yeah.
a reason.
That's it,
And
yeah.
Aemon just stood there, it's like, and
yeah.
this is why the show was great, and this is where dialogue comes in, like
Yeah.
little things, like I usually like to notice. When you see like, this is not a spoiler, but I'm going to reference the books. There's something called, they call people dragons. Like there's a certain character in Targaryen children. So if you have that kind of Daemon personality-ish, they call you you have the blood of a dragon, right? So you're quick to anger, things like that, right?
Yeah.
Daemon was described as that kind of a character, and obviously we see that.
Because it's either that or you're mad, isn't it?
Aemon has that as well. And the way they show that is you see them, like when Aemon walked away from Daemon, he goes, like there's that little
Yeah.
growl, like you actually hear him say, and like turns away. Damon does the same thing in another scene, I can't remember exactly, but it's like whenever it's like, you know, when you're trying to like argue back but you don't want to get involved, you're like, but I love that because it's like
Yeah.
it's that dragon
Bear
character.
Grylls.
And they show.
Yeah, it's that dragon character coming. I'm telling you that, bro. I heard that the first time I watched it, I was like, that's sick.
There's just gonna be loads of people just growling now, just to be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, I've got the blood of the dragon." in
It's true.
Until you do that in front of someone who's actually got it and you get clapped. That's exactly what I want to happen to Aemon.
Don't growl. You know what I mean?
But it's good as well because it shows like the dynamics of characters as well, like, and it shows how they feel about other characters in the way that they react and in certain situations. Because if that wasn't Daemon, like Aemon is, you know, coming back with a bit more smoke, but obviously he knows he has to settle down, so he has to like
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of the royal family as well. Shang, you'll appreciate this because because there's this whole thing of like in the royal family you've got someone who's like got a lot of character and someone who's like more demure, like as far as the establishment one, right? So you have Elizabeth, who's had the perfect character, and you have Margaret, who's like the wild one. That always happened in generations, even if you go back to all the king's children and stuff. And to see that happen in Targaryens as well, where it's like all their generations, you'll have one child who's got the blood of the dragon and the other who's meant to rule. And there's usually a dynamic about like the throne falling to probably the wrong one. And so there's that dynamic of like, I've got all these things, I'm the dragon, but I can't rule because the other person's better to rule, but I can't have that. So it's good to see that kind of dynamic here as well. Like the show worked on so many levels. I just loved it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even with Aemond's, I thought it was quite good the way that they showed the scene, obviously, where he kills. Well, he's responsible for Luke's death because it's not actually like he's trying to stop Vhagar from killing. What's his one? Is it Arax?
Arax, yeah.
Arax, yeah. He's trying to stop him from killing him, but he obviously can't control it. And Aemon's like, we've kind of seen from Aemon throughout the show that he's kind of trying to present himself as a Daemon-like character. Like he's trying to be this like dangerous, like bad man, whatever. And then, but Vhagar like actually is that. Like as soon as Arax tried to do a little something, Vhagar was just like, nope, bang, dead.
That's PTSD because and Aemon didn't realize what he was doing. Like he didn't understand the kind of dragon that he has.
That's it.
You're
That's
talking
it.
about a dragon who has lived through
Killer.
so many wars.
Killer.
Like it's like talking to someone. It's like, oh, if I run past the killer and just like punch their shoes, you think they're just gonna take that, bro? You don't even understand the level of disrespect. Arax is coming around like shooting fire. It's like that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And like, the thing is,
quick.
Aemon didn't even realize because the whole time he was egging him on. It's like it was speaking Valyrian, which I thought was sick in the storm and everything.
Yeah.
It's like bite him, get him, Vhagar. Is giving commands for war. Like Vega knows she's in two modes. We're in peacetime or we're in wartime. If you're giving me commands for wartime, I'll act accordingly.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have that strength of will to reel me back in, which Aemon right now doesn't have, that's why Vega didn't listen to him.
That's it.
So
yeah.
it's like that's another character development as well, because the next time we see him, he's gonna have to. Now he knows he needs to be stronger.
He also needs to deal with the fact that he started this war not even intentionally. Like he's the reason that it started, but he didn't actually want to start it. Like
the interesting thing for me would be whether or not he admits that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think he will, but and he shouldn't, because if he's gonna portray himself as this like bad character, like he can't be telling people, "Oh, I accidentally killed this youth." Like, but it's funny because with the way that like this war started, it makes me think of like, you know, are there any other wars either in the show or even just like in real life where, you know, something happens by accident but it's taken the wrong way and a whole like shitstorm has happened because of it. It's really good that they have like sort of characters and storylines like that.
Usually that's how a lot of wars start.
Yeah.
To be fair, I can't remember. Again, this might be completely wrong, but I think it's. I don't know if this was done intentionally or not, but like even the First World War, there was something about the guy who got shot. Like,
Franz Ferdinand, didn't it? Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
who like started that whole thing.
Isn't that why Catelyn kidnapped Tyrion? Because she thought that Tyrion was on.
Yes, exactly.
Even that.
If you don't know all the information, then
she made making those decisions independent of everything else going around. So yeah, that's.
Do you remember the guy who
into the mic?
Who went to go kill what's the little Bran in his sleep?
Yeah.
He had the dagger,
with
right?
The dagger, yeah.
Was that Littlefinger who gave him the dagger?
Gave him the dagger.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. And then
Wait, so what was your best scene in House of Dragon?
There's a couple.
It's hard to say, especially like I haven't seen it in a while, but one that stands out was Daemon taking
the white flag.
Raymon's head. Nah.
Oh yeah. The Velaryon,
yeah.
I was actually annoyed by that. I was like, wait, he's speaking facts.
No.
But that's why he had to kill him in it.
What was his like last word? Like,
no, but
wait, what did
what is
he
it?
call
She's
her?
some shit in it.
I was like,
bastards.
Bastards, they're bastards.
Bastards.
Yeah.
But the thing is, So this is where Game of Thrones, like this show for me, I was a bit conflicted because yes, you're speaking facts and you're saying it with your chest. You're saying it with your chest, but I don't like you.
No,
That's it.
And so when Daemon took his head, I was like, hey, bro, you understand when you're watching something in cruise control and you're just like shit, like that picked me up.
Like I saw that scene, I was like, I swear this is a hate crime.
That and the way he did it as well, it wasn't even like a clean. There was a level of disrespect. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The disrespect. It's like,
and what does he say after? He's like, he can keep his tongue. Like, bro, Daemon, man.
That scene, I'm telling you, Daemon, he was just my favorite character, especially because for someone, especially with him, where they talk less. Like, you know when someone says say less?
Yeah,
That's him.
He's not all about that talk shit.
Yeah, that's him in character mode.
He gets shit done.
And they showed that theme so many times because even when he got the letter from Thingy, he just read it calmly. Like there's a highlight with the way he held the parchment, like pinky finger up and everything. Classic. Yeah. Put it to the side. Next thing you know, he's getting mad, and he didn't say one word. And like he does that in so many other scenes, and I'm just like, that character, A+. Like the way they nailed it. Matt Smith.
So who's top three in your guys' mind? Top three characters.
They should probably say their favorite part.
Yeah. Let's
we'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Mine.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but do you remember Varys 2.0?
Larys,
yeah. Did he kill his dad and his brother?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't clock that on at the moment, and then I realized, holy crap, that's his dad and his brother. So for me, that's the most memorable.
Bro, all he wants is feet, innit? Like,
it's crazy.
that's all he's on. Like, as long as he gets the feet, he'll do anything.
It took me a while to realize what the fuck was going on in that scene. Surely not. Like,
but for me, it was like I thought the only thing missing was a Littlefinger or Varys. He actually lives up to it. We've got one. We've got one in him.
And that is slightly one of those as well.
Oh, Otto, yeah.
100%.
That's what makes Alicent's character so interesting, is because it seems like all of the men, or at least all of the people in her life, either can get shit done or can do what they want, but she's the one that has to do what she's told. Like, she has to marry, what's the name, Viserys. She has to be the queen who basically has no power.
That's what
and just raise a child.
Rhaenys was talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what Rhaenys talks to her about. Yeah. So I feel like that's interesting. That's why sometimes when I watched it, there were some times throughout the show, and I think it's deliberate, that you feel sorry for her, or you feel like you could possibly be on Team Green.
I never once felt sorry for her.
Did you not?
I'm sorry. I never once felt sorry.
I feel like that's what I've got from a lot of what I've seen though.
Never
Never once felt sorry for her.
Never.
Wow. But that's what I'm saying. Like she's never had a choice. She's always had to do what she's told.
I think the only time I felt sorry for her is when she had to make love to Varys. Or Viserys.
Viserys, yeah. That's what I'm saying, innit? She's been put into that life because her dad wants.
Just the whole scene where her.
Yeah, okay.
No, because again, so I'm one of these characters where like my morality is a bit in question, right? So I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are we going with this?
I'm not. I don't know how to express it without saying like.
So like you don't feel sorry. You don't feel sorry for characters for the sake of it. Like
he's probably like, oh well, she's queen, isn't she?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not even the queen thing, right? It's a consequence of the time in which you're living. Like understand like the way the world works. Not how I'd like it to be.
Know your place.
Yeah, not how I'd like it to be. Not how, bro. This is how the world. Because if you don't act like that, you die. It's plain and simple.
But the whole point of it is the fact that Rhaenyra actually gets to do anything she wants, and they're best friends.
My whole thing. This is why
Alicent is pissed.
This is why I don't feel sorry for Alicent, and also with the same level. When consequences come for Rhaenyra, I'm here for it, because when you make those kind, when you're someone like Rhaenyra, where if you do the Alicent thing, then you have her life and her bunch of regrets and whatnot. But if you rebel and do the Rhaenyra thing, then you got a bunch of smoke that you're creating, right? And you start this whole war and everything. That's just if you're Alicent is jealous of Rhaenyra for being brave and making those decisions, but guess what comes with this bravery? A bunch of trouble.
Nah, it's not even that.
So I'm like, yo, that's your life.
So.
Like,
nah, there's jealousy, and then she tried to step to her like she's her mum, innit? So
for
that, she can suck herself in it.
No, but I agree. I agree. I agree.
I agree.
She
tried to step to her like she's her mum.
Yeah, I agree.
Nah,
but
when you were banging my dad,
I never said
even told me, be like, oh, yo, by the way, my dad told me I'm gonna have to bang your dad.
And when you say she had no choice in all of these things, right? If you're someone who genuinely has a relationship with
kill herself. What's the choice?
Listen, if you're someone, well, here's the choice.
Go on.
If you're someone who has a relationship with someone and you're being put in a position where you're gonna do something that violates them, you're not doing it out of any malice.
You shouldn't really have a choice.
You should. No. I'm not even saying like this. That's not the choice. The choice is whether or not you tell your friend, because that's the best way you navigate that. You tell her, this is what my father's put me in position to do. Yes, Rhaenyra is still going to get angry, but you as a person, like you've done everything you can do. She knows the position you're in. She's the queen or whatnot. Like I don't know how well it would have turned out, but I would like if I'm in that position, I would tell my friend.
I hear you, but it's not really about that. It's about how she's acting after that, innit?
Yeah.
Of course.
Right,
but that comes with
her
it.
dad could have just said, don't tell anyone.
No, he didn't. We didn't see that, so they didn't.
She's a child, innit?
But why else wouldn't she tell her?
But that's her, right? She felt like she was doing something bad. If you're doing something bad and you want to hide it, you won't say shit, and then you have a perfectly good excuse of, oh, it was out of my hands. Yeah, you would still done it, but tell me. And because she didn't tell her, and this is where I think Alicent has
what would telling her have achieved?
But the whole thing between Alicent and Rhaenyra is honesty between them. Right, even when Rhaenyra confronted her, she was like, "You've been hiding in your shadows and holding on to your own righteousness and all these other things. You're pretending to be something that you're not." And in that role of you pretending, you're trying to paint me in a corner as well, because, like you said, coming to her like she's a mum and all these other things. It's like that is what you avoid. That's the resentment that you avoid. Like if you tell her that, then there's not. That level of resentment doesn't build.
Now, how is Alicent meant to know that as a 15, 16-year-old girl that's what's going to happen? Come on.
How does anyone know right from wrong? How does anyone know right from wrong, bro? You know that's a wrong thing.
No.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's the fact that she's seeing Rhaenyra do all of this, and she's trying to use what you said, like this whole like kind of crown stuff. As a way of trying to put it back on her, when really and truly it's just because she can do what she wants.
And the other thing
And
is,
she's expecting the same courtesy that she didn't even give her in the first place. So she can go suck herself
exactly,
another
because
time.
That
You know what the worst thing is? I didn't say I was Team Green. I just said I felt sorry for her.
No,
but
but listen. That point.
these two have
exactly-
united against me.
And
I
Sang,
can't believe what we're witnessing.
I know Sang is
can't
quiet.
believe it.
I know Sang is quiet.
You know when the
but
Bloods
yeah,
and Crips
yeah,
like tie their things together? That's what's happening right now. I can't believe it.
Listen. When and this is
together to
where
make
this,
green.
when you ask
Green.
how would she know at 15, right, whether it's right or wrong? In the throne
No,
room,
not that it's right or wrong.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
what
but
it
how-
would have led
what- yeah.
to. Yeah.
In the throne room, this is how you know she knew she should have said. In the throne room, when the king revealed who was going to marry, she came into that room knowing Rhaenyra didn't know. You knew that decision wasn't going to, like, when that decision was revealed, she wasn't going to be happy. If you know that decision is not going to make her happy, then you know you should have told her, given her some kind of warning. That's the normal thing to do.
Nah,
No,
wait,
I'm
wait,
taking
wait.
away
Now
right.
this is nitpick.
I'm-
Now this is
no,
nitpick.
Wait,
it's not.
wait,
Because
wait.
I'm taking away right and wrong.
Wait.
Take away right and
Wait,
wrong.
wait. So
Just
what-
if you're best friends with someone,
Wait, what
and you
about
know
it does
some-
Rhaenyra not like? Is it just the fact that it's going to affect her ascension to the throne?
No, just
No.
the friendship dynamic.
it's the
changes.
friendship dynamic. She didn't care about the throne.
That's what
That's
I'm saying,
right-
Dan.
right now-
If you're about to say it's about the throne, I would get it. I would get it. But this stuff is a bit wishy-washy. I'm sorry.
No.
There
So,
we go. Thank
hey, the throne is a part of it. But
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
saying the first thing you're thinking about isn't the throne. The first thing you're thinking about is that's my friend. The throne comes into play when she, like, obviously you start thinking if
Wait,
she
so-
has children,
Yeah.
now they supersede me. in
So
line of succession.
you're saying that she's bothered that her friend is going to be with her dad?
Yes, because again,
Bro, she bangs her uncle. Why would she care about that?
she's Targaryen.
Mate.
She's supposed to.
Thank you.
She's Targaryen. She's supposed to. That's tradition.
Nah,
And
nah.
they showed
That's
us
nitpick.
they showed us that she and Daemon really upheld they took pride in their Targaryen heritage. Do you know why? First scene of the show, one of the first scenes, what's the first thing we see? He gave her a Valyrian steel necklace. And whenever he came in, she was proud to have this is my
What's that
uncle
got to do
and
with
all that
Alicent,
stuff. No, I'm saying as far as the Alicent point, like he's saying.
No, as in like the morality part of it in
Yeah.
terms of banging her uncle.
Like yes, like
No, but
because
that's different from family,
Rhaenyra
isn't
would
it?
have expected some type of challenge because regardless, even if Viserys married the little Valyrian girl,
Yeah.
then she never wanted to be king. She was fine with that because it's still in the family, right? She still sees them as family. But even if he didn't marry her, let's say he married someone else, that's someone, that Rhaenyra would have had to contend with, and she would have had Alicent as a friend. Like that's her thinking. But then the person I'm supposed to be fighting in my head is you. And you've been sitting there, we've been talking about how I've lost my mom and you're consoling me and all of this. Meanwhile, you're plugging my dad in the evenings. Like, for what?
All I'm saying is that
She should have told her she is
should've
her friend.
told-
But
Like, you should have told on any level.
I don't think that
Regardless.
means that her like me feeling sorry for her should be capped. Like
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
she-
that's fine.
Feel
She
what you
just
want to
gave
feel.
birth.
I'm saying,
Wait,
I
hold
don't,
on.
yeah, I don't
But
feel
it's not
like,
like Rhaenyra
That's
gave her
fine.
reasons to tell her because
you don't, there's not supposed to be the reason you tell her is because she's your friend.
Sure.
That's reason enough.
Sure, but then
Finish.
do you remember when she confronted
Yeah, business is
Rhaenyra and was like, "Oh, did you bang Sir Crispy?" and or Daemon or something?
Yeah.
And she knew, but like, sorry, Alicent knew what the answer was, but Rhaenyra said no.
no, she didn't know who she
No, she
banged.
didn't know at that time.
she didn't know
She
at
knows
that point.
she knows she
found
banged
out
someone.
after.
Yeah.
Because remember, she
believes
thinks it's
her.
just Daemon, and then
So that's even worse.
Alison
she
goes
finds
to
out that
Crispy.
she lied to her. when
No, but she was right
confronted
though.
her.
No, yeah,
She didn't
but,
lie.
yeah, but again, like, why am I, even if I'm your friend, why am I going to tell you that's what happened? This is not, it's not anything, it doesn't affect you in any way. How does it affect her?
And technically, she didn't lie.
She's
She
like,
asked
yeah.
about Damon.
Yeah, she asked about them. She didn't like, she's like, why? It doesn't affect your life.
And
You're
regardless-
banging my dad, bro. Tell me.
Oh, let's get it closed. That's there. But regardless of all of this, the first scene is when there's the time skip is obviously she gives birth and Alicent is like, oh, let me come see the baby.
That's
She
a
has to
violation.
drag.
That's a
Listen. She got to die there and then.
Yeah.
From there.
Nah,
From there.
anything that happens like when she's older, like my sympathy
That's
is
the
capped
only. That's
in
the
it.
only
Like,
accountability I
yeah.
can give it.
Left and
To
right
be
violation.
fair, I think older Alicent is why I'm Team Rhaenyra. To be honest, like the younger one, yeah, wishy-washy, but the older one, yeah, definitely.
Like the older one I respected, especially when she came out in like green dress. I was like,
Yeah.
she's gonna do something. But I didn't
You mean the
expect
younger
her to.
one?
Yeah, that's what I meant. But I didn't expect her to do all that nonsense. Like after she grew up, I was like,
Yeah.
like this woman just gave birth. She's charging up the stairs because if you want to see the baby right now, and then
I'm
you
sorry,
see the
if
baby.
If I was Rhaenyra, I don't give a fuck. You come here and say, like, there's
That's
no
mad.
reason. I don't care if you're the queen or who, even if it was the king who told me to come. Oh, sorry.
No, you need to turn up his mic.
I don't care. Even if it was the king who told me to come, nah. I'm the princess, heir to the throne. I just gave birth. You come see me if it's that important. Like that. that pissed me off. Like that episode started, I was like, nah, there's no way.
I thought she was gonna dash the baby. She saw it. She's like, oh, it doesn't look like you. I thought she was gonna dash
And
it.
you didn't even
raw violence in the morning like that.
She didn't even hold the baby for all of that. I walked over here, and all you do is just take a peek and give a snide comment.
That's actually a violation. No, I wouldn't have it.
Who was that?
He's popping up that banging.
Strong, innit?
Strong, yeah.
Haaland's. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're Team Green. Look at the way you're
Yeah,
talking
innit?
about the baby. Oh yeah, it was a bastard.
Defend your queen. Come on.
Nah, like that, bro. You don't even understand. Like that was a violation. I
it was
couldn't
actually
believe
peak.
it.
It was actually peak.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
She was taking a
Like
piss.
I thought she had power until the whole feet scene. I was like, what's she doing to herself?
And you know what's the maddest thing about that is that all she has to do is just kill him. All she has to do is kill him.
No, it's true. It's
Kill
true.
him and then kill your dad.
Yeah.
And you've got the reins.
Yeah.
But you know she's fucking about and she's because what was it? She's in this. Oh, who was it? I forgot who it was.
But to be fair, she does need like them for influence and stuff.
No, she needed them at a certain point.
No, she still needs them now.
Not now.
I don't think she'd be able to execute what her dad did. So like,
If
after the king died.
she needs to kill the Fika man right now.
So,
Because you don't know what's he's probably telling people, bruh, I've been doing things to her feet.
I kind of agree with both of you.
Bruh, they laughed at my feet. Look what I'm doing to her feet.
Anubis is
nah.
right. Yeah, Anubis is right because she.
Bare little spies.
Anubis is right because she should do it, but the reason why she won't, which is where I agree with you,
Yeah, exactly.
she can't.
Yeah, exactly.
She not like her. She's
Bro,
limited.
that's the only power she has.
She's not exactly.
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
not
Her
as
and
smart as.
Crispy.
Yeah, she's not as smart or as capable as she believes herself to be.
Nah,
Right,
you
and
know
she
what
knows
it
that,
is?
which is why she needs to.
It's not that. It's the fact that she is that. Like she has that ability, but she
doesn't.
She doesn't have the power. She ain't got the juice
She
like
doesn't.
that.
She's
Bro,
almost trying.
Aemon-
She's trying
The
not.
only way
being
you make
king-
that argument is you're making it off of potential. She has the
Nah,
potential
nah,
to be.
nah, nah.
Listen,
but-
Aegon being king works for her because she can control Aegon more than if Aemon was going to be. More
I'm
than
not-
if
I'm not
Aemon.
so sure.
No.
If
I'm
Aemon
not
was going to be, well, I don't know how the story's going to go, but if Aemon was going to be king, she won't be able to say shit to Aemon.
She don't say shit to Aegon.
What? Bro, this guy doesn't even want to be king.
Did you watch the scene? In the carriage when they were on the way to the Sept?
What happened, bro? Refresh me.
When she gave him the dagger and he was asking her, "Do you love me?" Like when they were both in the carriage going to the crown. Like that scene there tells me like it's crazy because you know when someone's talking and we're having this conversation, but like you've already made up your mind on what you're gonna do. Like that's Aegon. That's the vibe Aegon was giving me. That's in. She thinks she's got control of Aegon. I don't think so.
I think she has more control over Aemon over
Exactly.
anything.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
what I thought you were gonna say.
Like especially
Oh.
after the whole eye, like when he lost his eye, like he just went to her, like cuddled her.
Yeah, but that's when he's a baby.
And no, but
Like a kid.
No, but even then,
but
nah,
Aegon
even when Aegon got missing, when the king died, when they were trying to go find him, where was Aemon with his mother? She put the people she trusted the most, right? And he was like, "Oh, never mind, mother, I'll go find him." Aemon is very much like mother and he cared about his sister and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think this is speculation.
But
I think when he after what happened with Lucerys, going back, I think he tells his mother. I think that's the only person he tells.
But I also think he's a lot more envious of his brother because
Of course.
not because of him being king, but when Rhaenys jumped out the pit and that, she went straight to him in it. Like she didn't go to Eye Patch brother.
Yeah.
She went to the brother. Like she was like, and I think he looked over.
Well, he was crowned to be king then, innit? So
but the way that he looked over was raw. Like you just went straight.
Maybe I need
for
to
him.
watch those ones again. But I didn't get any level of smoke from Aegon.
I think in that scene he wished Rhaenys?
Rhaenys, yeah.
I think he wished Rhaenys actually killed Aegon because then
No,
because he won't have to do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he can do it because he barely could kill Luke. So
Yeah, I don't think he can kill. I don't think he can kill his brother.
Nah.
Because
But he wants him dead.
She would have killed all of
Bro,
them.
if he could have told Aegon to cut and go like Essos or whatever,
he was considering it. If my man wasn't there, Cole wasn't there. If Aemon went alone, he would have let him go.
Yeah.
He would have let him go and just take the throne because it was like, you won't have to. If you come looking for me, you'll find me. Like I'll be found.
Maybe I have to watch it again, but I didn't get those vibes from Aegon of him like being like something. But we'll see.
No, not at all.
I think he means Aemon.
I feel like he's more controllable.
No, you just said Aegon. I think he won't be able to control Aegon.
Oh yeah, watch that. Yeah, watch that scene. Yeah, like he's got his own madness.
I feel like
going.
Aemon is
But he
more...
just doesn't want to be king. That's the thing. Like,
exactly. Until you put a crown on his head. What did Tyrion say? Like, it was in Game of Thrones.
You saw it at the end.
Yeah, it's like you can't you can't put a crown on the dog's head and expect to put a leash around it after you put the crown on.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It's like everything else up until him like being king, he's off the reins now.
Wait, so
You're giving him the power.
So you don't think that him
I think that's why Jon Snow didn't want
wants
to be
becoming
king as well.
king is because of Alicent? It's more just because he got the crown and it's like, okay, everyone loves him, and that's why I want to be king.
Wait, start again.
What? You don't think Aegon wants to be king until he gets the crown?
I don't think he wanted to be king because he was afraid of the responsibility. He knows he'll be a disappointment. Yeah. Now that he is king, because the thing is he was afraid of responsibility. Now the factor you've put in there is power. You've given him power. He has the power to decide what his responsibilities are.
And he's seen it.
Exactly.
It's not because of Alicent. It's because of the power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if he's smart enough, he'll realize that his power is above Alicent's.
Exactly, which is why Alicent isn't smart enough to realize that. She doesn't realize she's giving him the keys to finish her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like,
go on.
No, you go.
No, you.
Like another reason why I don't think she'll be able to control him is because like the first scene we saw when they've had a time skip was pretty much her bribing a maid to be like, oh, don't like keep this hush hush, and then also the thing with him like and the kids watching people like fight or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, having his kids fight in the thing,
exactly.
trying to breed a perfect fighter. It's mad.
Yeah. So I don't think she'll be able to control him now. But like even seeing the scene where everyone was like chanting or cheering his name, you could see in his eyes like, oh, like he's gonna abuse this power.
Like,
I think another sort of good part that we saw. Sorry, I'm listening to something. I think it's with Daemon. You know, like that scene where he like chokes Rhaenyra. Because he's
people were going off on that scene.
It's about like the because he wasn't told the prophecy in it, and that's like his reaction to it. Yeah.
I actually don't even think that's why.
Really?
No.
I think it's because he it's like another example of Viserys not trusting him.
Not trusting him. Not going crazy with prophecies and being too timid.
Oh, you think that's what? Oh,
Daemon
no. I think it's
bro,
because Viserys, because he loves Viserys, but Viserys doesn't rate him. Like as much as Viserys also loves him, he doesn't rate him.
Listen to what he said.
Yeah.
He said, "My brother got lost in his dreams and fantasies and whatnot.
Yeah.
Not because he got lost." He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He was like.
Oh yeah. No.
Viserys, the peacemaker,
we know he felt like that.
He never took action, and
because he calls him a pussy a couple times. Like
exactly. And Daemon is all about action. And right now, there's every reason to be on smoke because they're coming for our kids. Now I'm a part of this family. Your kids are my kids.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and wait for you to decide diplomatically what's right to do. Like, bro, we should be on smoke. And the fact that as soon as she starts talking about prophecies, PTSD. It's like I'm seeing my brother. I'm seeing my brother all over again. Nah, that's what I take from it.
I hear it, but that's not exactly why.
I think he's like, I don't want. You can't be my brother all over again. Like,
No, I can hear that. I can hear that.
I'm sorry.
Because we've seen throughout the show different times where he's been pissed off at Viserys for being exactly that. I hear it. I hear it.
Bro, that's what I saw.
I hear it.
The pause that he does when she says it. Because he's about to respond and then he realizes, oh, he actually told her something. Because she says it as if it's like something that he kind of knows, but he doesn't actually. Because
then after that, she's like, oh, you didn't know, or something like that.
I hear that. I hear all of that, and I'm not saying you guys are wrong. That may be part of it, but that immediate because again, he didn't like he didn't shout at her. He didn't like the first thing he does is I need to drive this point home to you right now. Yeah. Don't fuck about and like don't do not do what you're supposed to do. We're at war.
That's what makes what happened to Luke so good because now she's going to be on smoke, and that's what I'm ready for.
Exactly, which is why I think exactly
because for Daemon that's perfect, isn't it? Because now he's going to get his war. Yeah.
Exactly, he's going to get his war. Like Daemon was I honestly don't think he cared about once he married Rhaenyra. It wasn't about I need to be king or the throne. Yeah, it was like cool. If my role is to be your protector, fine. We're in wartime. Leave this to me. Be the king or whatever. But when we're talking war. Leave that to me. And if you're coming here talking about prophecies, my brother told you about. I don't care about. That's you. You're a ruler. Do that, but don't delay what we should be doing in a war. Yeah. Because you're making decisions.
No, you know why I don't.
That's why he snapped.
No, you know what? I kind of believe you, but I kind of don't agree because I only agree because he is also on that side as well of what his brother believed, but he just didn't take action. Like his brother didn't take action, but he kind of wants to take action. But you could say that he was in the same realm as well when he was with what's her name, the black woman. And he was up there, around there, and then when he left to go to wherever he was, she was like, "Oh, I want to go back." He was just all in the stuff like the Targaryen.
Yeah.
Bro, you're
magic.
making
No.
This
This what I'm saying is that okay, he doing all of that, but at this point, it was literally because it was he. Maybe out of everything he read, he didn't know about that. Like there is nothing you can tell me.
I actually
that it's
think
because,
maybe he got a hint of it because of what.
I think that he knows of the problem, but he doesn't know exactly what it is.
Yeah, of course.
Like so, and I
because
think,
when you look at like I think it's like the first episode or like maybe the second episode, he's like complaining to Viserys saying like, "Oh, you've sent me here to do this, to do that." Like, was he in the Kingsguard or something like? Or he's basically making him do all this other stuff aside from being at his side and fighting like wars for him. And he's pissed off from episode 1, and that literally just it carries on throughout the show.
Yeah, I don't think he's like jealous or like, oh, you didn't tell me the prophecy. I don't think he cares about that. Like, it's
I think he does. I think he does.
When I say,
but not necessarily about the prophecy.
Exactly.
It's the trust that Viserys had in him.
That's what I'm talking about.
I agree, but my point is he didn't. I don't think he didn't snap. Part of the reason why he snapped at Rhaenyra wasn't because of the jealousy about his brother, because he always knew his brother loved his daughter. Yeah. Like, he knew that.
No, not that.
Not
that.
I'm talking about, like, confidence, like, as far as, like, telling him stuff. And it was obviously, there's a little bit of resentment, like, oh, I wasn't as close to my brother as maybe I would have liked, right? I get all of that. But the thing is, for Daemon, it's like, the first problem we have to fix is being safe. Right now,
it's don't have to do that.
It's a war. They're coming against our family.
No, it's gonna have to do
that.
The
first thing he needs to do is win the war, because after that, then you can like figure out how you keep the country together and whatnot. Don't make decisions, because what was he pissed about? She was holding his hand. She was holding him back, like he wanted to kill Otto, which they should have done. And then she tells him, no, let him go. Like, decisions like that are what pisses him off, because like tactically, this is what we should be doing, and the reason you're holding me back is because of some prophecy.
No, but you know why he's also mad, and this is linked to the point, is because Viserys actually never saw him as the heir, because he was probably going to be heir before he got banished, in it. He was the fact that he actually never told him means that he was never going to be heir.
That's it.
That's
gonna
fact.
burn him.
That's burning him. And the fact that she's there.
I hear all of
he
that.
has to hold that, innit?
But I hear all of that, but realize something. When they addressed this in this, was it the second episode or third episode or whatever, when he took the heir from Daemon and then gave it to Rhaenyra, like, he lashed out. He went to Dragonstone, got the eggs and whatnot. The person who came to, like, basically just calm him down was Rhaenyra on the bridge. Right? I feel like there he reckoned with that decision. And it was like, fine. Like, no, listen. Anyone else, he would have gone crazy. But it's Rhaenyra. He loves her. It's like, okay, fine. If you're gonna give the throne to anyone, I don't accept it all like that. But it's like, I have to live with it.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then
obviously.
he goes away to exactly. He goes away to Essos and all of that, and like lives. And now he's come back. He's married her. They're ruling together. So I don't think the whole thing with the heir and like, I don't think that bothers him as much. Maybe not completely. Again, I'm not saying completely, but I don't think it bothers him as much, because at the end of the day, he's protecting his own. It's still within the Targaryen family, and it's like, a Targaryen that he likes.
No, because it's like, when you look at it, it's like, okay, all she said was like, oh, yeah, my dad told me about this little prophecy type thing, and he's grips in her neck. Hold on.
No, stop.
She didn't even get to finish the thing.
That didn't just happen. That didn't just happen. Realize what happened before they got to that scene. They were in the throne room making war decisions, and then she was like holding him back, telling him not to do things, and it was like, we need to speak in private.
Yeah.
And Rhaenyra was like, we need to speak in private. Like, that's the thing that got him pissed off, not because of some prophecy.
He's trying to regain power.
No, listen, he doesn't. He has power. He's married to the queen.
No, it's a different kind of thing.
No, stop. Understand?
No, you're bringing it to that scene. Yeah. What happened in that scene is that, because the scene before she actually came in, he was moving like he was the guy in it. She came in and was like, you know what, yeah, we might do this, we might not do that. Then he moved her into the other room and tried to grip her like, oh yeah, like, I'm the guy. But really and truly, he knows he's not doing anything. Like, that's literally what it was.
She moved them to the room.
But that's what it was, though. That's exactly what it was.
It's not. But you're arguing about like whose responsibilities it is for power.
I'm not talking about that.
I'm not talking about that. No, you're talking about he was moving like he was the guy, right?
But when she wasn't there.
Exactly, but I'm saying.
And even when she was there.
Exactly, but that's my point. I'm saying he doesn't like the reason in Daemon's mind they're ruling together. You
And
understand?
and he needs to realize that they're not really.
Exactly. Yeah,
Because
true.
she's queen.
True, because she's
true.
queen.
There we go. He needs to hold that.
True. Listen to me. The reason why they're there at that table is to discuss war tactics. He's taking responsibility because out of both of them, who is she going to trust more to defend the kingdom? Him. And he's like, you're handicapping me. Like, this is what I do. Let me do it.
Yeah.
And if you're not letting me do it, what's the reason? Prophecy. Are you mad?
Yeah.
He's thinking, let me grip up your neck. to
Yeah.
show
Are you
that.
mad?
Yeah.
Let
but-
me do the shit.
It's probably a combination of.
I think it's a bit of both.
It is, but I think
It's a bit of
it's
both.
more. It's
It's
more
like
about.
90%
It's more
mine.
about.
It's
It's more
90%
about.
I think it's like
implementation.
51% that way to.
Yeah.
I'll get-
You could say 50-50 and I wouldn't be mad at it, I guess.
I would.
Of course, because Precious said it.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's because I'm right. I thought the scene was like, quite clear as day, but you know.
But did you say to try and wrap up to go to the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wrap off that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. But
yeah.
I would say go to the next one.
So I was going to say, sorry, just to wrap that up then, what would everyone give, like, as a rating, like, out of 10 for the show?
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
I'll go last.
I'd give it a 9.
I was gonna say.
I'm being very honest.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say.
The only reason I'd give it 9 is because obviously we've mentioned that there's points, like things that we didn't like.
What would you rate Game of Thrones season 1? Because that was quite excellent season as well.
I would have given that an 8.
I would say an 8, only because I feel like, and it's redemption tax, because House of the Dragon, like you said, like we all said, we didn't expect it to be as good as it was, or we left from season 8 going straight to House of the Dragon, and because it's been so good, I think that's what's putting it up there. But I think if say season 8 had ended well,
Honestly,
maybe
I
it
don't.
would have been lower.
I
don't know.
I'm thinking the opposite as far as like. I'm judging it based on its own accomplishment, right? As a standalone.
Okay.
If I didn't know anything about Game
Yeah.
of Thrones before coming in to watch this, I'd still give it a 9. And the
I
reason
don't
why
think I
it
could go
the
that
reason
high.
why
Yeah.
the reason why it even earns the 9 is because if you're coming from someone like me who's watched Game of Thrones, like you're not starting from 0. You're starting
Yeah.
from minus.
Yeah.
And you're holding your own, not just that, but you're that good. It's not like, oh, you depend on characters that you knew before or whatever. Like, you're that good. So I think it stands alone on its own, and I would give it a 9 for that. And the fact that makes it more impressive is because it didn't just have to perform like a normal show.
Yeah.
It had to fight back against
That's
considerable
it.
doubt.
Yeah.
So it's like, that for me...
That's
like,
what I said though. Like, because the season 8 ended so badly and they're in the dumps.
Yeah, but
it will push
I'm
it up.
I'm saying that pushes up for a lot
Yeah.
of people. But I'm saying
I think
for
as
me,
well,
I still
though,
give it a 9 because
They
regardless...
took
it
the
stands
best
on its
bits
own.
of like Game of Thrones in terms of what worked, like we've all said, characters, storylines, dynamics, and stuff, and they ran with it. And like the world that they built is obviously based on Westeros.
Yeah.
Well, it is Westeros. It's what we all know. But also the fact that like we're not fucking in Essos in one episode, then we're in Dawn, then we're fucking
I don't
in the
even
north.
think that would have been a problem. Just depending on how
I
they
just
did it.
like
Depend-
I told you
depending on
guys
how they
that for the first 4 seasons, the Daenerys story pissed me off. Like it going back and forth, Marine and all that shit.
I didn't mind.
I hated that shit. So for me, for everything to be kind of close knit, the furthest we get away is what Driftmark, like wherever
Well, funny
Driftwood, wherever it
enough,
is.
People take points away because of that. The world isn't as expansive, but I don't.
It's
but
season
I'm
1, bro. Like yeah.
And I agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
take points, but that the reason you're
Yeah.
saying you liked it is some people take it away because it's not. It doesn't seem as big.
No,
as
because
those ones.
some of the times there's just some stories or there's things that's happening too far away, and it's like.
Yeah, but I get for Game of Thrones that was part of the reason why it was so intricate because
Yeah.
you're waiting to see how these two far away things linked.
Yeah, I
Which
guess
is
so.
part
But
of
when you
the
have to
fun.
wait 6 seasons for it to happen, it's like.
Yeah, I say
yeah.
again it's a 9. So
Yeah.
I'd give it an 8. I think it was good. The last couple episodes a bit too slow, and then it was even that random episode of that deer. I was like, what the heck is this?
The deer.
Yeah. What you had to like.
The what they call it, something stag.
Well, like
the white heart. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
this isn't gonna fight any battles for you. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And even that pissed me off a lot because like you're Targaryens, why the fuck are you worrying about stags?
Yeah.
Like it was just like, and the thing, and this is if you ever needed a reason to look at thingy suspect, why are you urging Targaryens to worry about a stag? Like if I'm Viserys, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about a stag.
Yeah.
Like I'm the blood of a dragon. We've got dragons. Why is the stag? Because the way they were pushing it like the stag was going to give them legitimacy, like it's a divine rule. It's like, how is a stag going to give me more legitimacy than a dragon?
Oh, is this when they're on the hunt? Okay, yeah.
That whole dynamic, I was pissed off because I'm like, how is Viserys just playing along with this? Because if I'm him, I'm like that's where I put Otto in his place.
Yeah.
And all of them.
But that's it, innit? Like Westerosi customs and all that shit. Like,
nah, like they.
Viserys is that guy. Have you ever seen him like ride a dragon or anything?
say that again.
No, but
Viserys was never that guy.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of the scene.
He rode Balerion.
No, yeah, but he
was the last rider.
He rode a
Yeah, he
dead
was
Balerion.
the last rider
Balerion
of
didn't
Balerion,
want it
yeah.
no more. Let's
No?
be real, man. Let's be real.
If we're forgetting about the books, then no.
No, but he wasn't that guy. Like he wasn't that guy. Like,
He wasn't, but he like.
In terms of like war and stuff, he's not that guy.
He's not, I'm not arguing that.
Listen, man.
He's not
Have
that
you
guy.
have you ridden Balerion?
No,
I don't think so.
But listen,
No,
the way I'm putting it is, he's not that guy. But bro, if you ride Balerion, you get some level of credit.
yeah, but
There's credibility.
he barely rid Balerion. Like
I don't matter. It's
talking about,
Balerion.
man.
like he rode Balerion
Come
to the
on.
shops and came back.
He rode.
Like,
That's
dead.
fine, man. That's fine.
man,
He rode
That's
the biggest.
fine.
He rode the biggest version of Balerion
Actually,
anyone ever.
Yeah,
heard.
let's be real,
Nah,
man.
I kind of hear it
Let's
because
be
like
real.
you know, like if say in the streets, yeah, a kid has to carry a gun from one place to another. Is that kid now going to flex that they've had a gun? Like,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
But look how difficult
It's
it
the
was
same thing, no?
for Aemond to
Yeah, but you're comparing a gun to a dragon.
I know, but
Yeah, but
It's
that
not-
was
it's
half
not
of the
the
reason
same.
why
No,
he
you can't do that and say
rode
it's
Balerion
not the
long as-
same. It's like that same kid.
the kid's like 10, bro.
Here's an example. It's like
The
saying
kid's got a gun that can
Bro,
kill people.
Here's an example. Here's a better example, I think. Thank you. If
tank.
that 10-year-old kid rode a
Alright,
tank
that's
to the corner
unrealistic,
shops,
man.
then
That's
he can
unrealistic.
claim some credit.
That's
Shit.
unrealistic,
Of
man.
course, it's
Wait, was it
unrealistic.
my dragons?
It's unrealistic for
He's a
Viserys.
Targaryen. Of course he's gonna ride a dragon.
Yeah, but
they
he's
all
not-
ride dragons.
yeah, but
How
he's
is that
not-
unrealistic?
But he's not that guy. You shouldn't be riding Balerion. Don't ride some Arrax or the dragon. Don't ride Balerion.
It's a dead Balerion.
Again,
So
it's a dead
And it's in a time where it's in super
Alright.
peace time.
Listen,
That is going on.
It's a dead Balerion, but it's the biggest Balerion anyone in history ever rode.
that's true. That's true.
That's fine.
He's the only one who can say that.
So does that mean then-
Aegon rode Balerion, but you rode
Why
Balerion
did he
when
why
it
did he
was a
ride,
little
why
boy.
did he try to ride no more other dragons? Ain't got it in him. He hasn't got it in him.
Vertigo, innit?
Yeah, I know, but it's like, wait, how are you gonna like?
Is that your king?
To him,
Not
it's
mine?
like, why am I coming down to your level? I rode
Nah,
the biggest
look
dragon
at
in
these
the race.
excuses.
I'm
You're
done.
moving like clock.
I'm done.
Nah, you're moving mad.
If I rode the biggest dragon ever, I'm king. Why do I need to ride a dragon? I
He's
got people-
bougie about dragons.
When he was
Exactly.
when he was
I got
when he was
people
getting
to-
shook,
I'm king.
bro, he
I
was
got-
getting
I got
shook to
people to
kill a
ride it
stag.
for me.
When he was getting shook to kill a stag, he had to get the man them to hold it for him. Allow it. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Again,
Let's be real. Let's be real. And your king as well. What's his name? From Baratheon, when he got killed by that stag, and then Rhaenyra had to be boom, had to juke him. Look at your king. Both your kings
He's
dead.
not my king. I'm just saying.
Nah. Baratheon was your guy.
Who? Rob.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
he's my
Killed
guy.
by a stag. I mean, not a stag, a boar.
A boar.
And then we saw what happened with what Rhaenyra did. Nah, man.
Yeah, was she drunk?
I don't care. She's like 14.
Was she fat?
Don't care. She was 14.
Again.
Allow it,
If
man.
I'm
Allow it.
Robert, like
Wait.
I don't get
Allow it.
14-year-old
what's
Robert would
what's
deal
your
with
rating out of 10?
Oh,
I was gonna say 8.
you know what? Yeah, I don't want to give it too high
He's
because
gonna go 7.
nah. I'm not gonna give it too high because
7.5.
I think it has room
Just
to
'cause we
grow.
said it.
It does have room to grow.
Yeah, 9 has room to grow to a 10.
Nah, 'cause you know what it is. I'll give it like an 8.7. 8.8.
I knew he was gonna say something ridiculous.
No, it's not. You know why it's not ridiculous? Because
What's the 0.8? What's the factor? What's the 0.8 factor?
Why is it higher than a 0.5?
it's not a 0.5, but it's not a 9 yet. Like, actually, you have to tell me what other shows are 9s, and I'd have to like really get around it.
Thank you.
Next up.
Whoa! So we're not even gonna take my rating seriously.
No, we're not.
I'm trying to get into
We're
the
not,
minutia
we're not.
of why it's
Forget your
8.8.
minutia.
Minutia.
Forget your
Ah.
Get into that minutia.
No,
Okay,
forget it.
okay, that's cool.
No.
We're trying to silence
Forget
voices.
about it.
Okay.
Silencing voices. I hear that.
Forget about
We
it.
do that here.
I hear that.
Try to be fruity with the score.
Ah, that's the word
I
of the
hear
day, minutia. Fucking hell.
8.8 is a fruity number, you know.
We
That's
do
crazy.
That here.
That's mad.
8.8, you know.
What's the 0.2 difference?
It's 0.3 actually, but here we go.
So it's 8.7 now.
Did-
That's mad.
Did you say it was 8.5.
I said 8.
You said 8.
I said 8.
Oh, right.
Don't come for me. You're 0.7.
You're not even listening.
I thought you said 8.5.
Nah.
But yeah.
So
8.8.
9.998, 8.8.
If you want to be comfortable, 8.5 in it, but you know what?
Yeah, thank you.
If
It's
you're
not
not
about you
comfortable.
being comfortable.
No, it's not. 'Cause clearly, you lot have a problem with numbers. Every time I talk about numbers, you
No,
lot
we
have
have a
problems.
problem with your numbers.
Yeah, numbers.
Nah, your scaling is mad. Do you
Nah,
remember
it's not.
before when? Do
8.8.
you remember before?
How was that? I'm at scaling.
What
Is
was
it not out of 10?
What was it?
Why
yeah?
is everyone so?
Why?
No.
Where do we do points?
What was it? Do you remember? He said like something was like great. Bert said it's a 6.
Yeah,
Here we go.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Nah, it wasn't 7.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Nah,
It was outrageous. That's why I was fuming.
Yeah, it was
No,
Because
and I said 7 point.